All right, let's talk about something that's at the very core of professional growth, of leadership, of any real success. It's not about that lightning in a bottle moment of inspiration. It's about what you do when the lightning doesn't strike. It's about building an engine that runs every single day. Let's get into the discipline of showing up.
So, be honest. How many times have you put something important on hold, thinking, I'll do it when I feel motivated? We've all done it. We wait for that perfect mood, that jolt of energy to get started. But what if that very act of waiting is the biggest trap of all?
You know that waiting game? Let's call it what it is, the motivation trap. We've been taught to treat motivation like it's this magical prerequisite for action. But if you're building your career on that idea, you're building on incredibly shaky ground.
Let's just be real for a second. Motivation is a feeling, an emotion, and because of that, it is fundamentally unreliable. Sure, it's an amazing feeling when it shows up, but it's a terrible boss. It clocks in late, leaves early, and the moment the work gets truly challenging, poof, it's gone.
And this is the core distinction we have to make. Motivation is a fair-weather friend. It's totally based on emotion, and it will fade. Discipline, though, that's something else entirely. That is a commitment. It's a choice you make, and it endures. Precisely because it doesn't care how you feel today. It's just what you do.
I mean, think about that. Motivation is great for a launch party. It'll get you out of the starting blocks. But discipline? Discipline is what gets you through the messy middle. It's what carries you across the finish line when you're tired and nobody's cheering. That's where real results are made.
So, if we agree that discipline is the real fuel, we have to completely reframe what it means. Because let's be honest, the word discipline can sound harsh. We think of punishment or rigidity or just joyless, robotic work. But that's a total misunderstanding of its power.
First things first, discipline is not about punishing yourself. It's not about suffering for the sake of it. Not at all.
And nope, it's not about being inflexible or killing your creativity. In fact, real discipline actually creates the freedom for creativity to flourish.
So what is it then? At its heart, it's something much simpler and much more profound. It's a quiet promise you make.
To your future self. It's the moment-by-moment choice to trade what feels easy right now for what you really want later on. And that right there is the ultimate act of self-respect and self-leadership.
And this is what it looks like on a random Tuesday afternoon. It's picking up the phone when you don't feel confident. It's staring at a blank page and writing anyway. It's doing the reps when you can't even see the progress yet. It's these unglamorous moments when no one is watching that build unbreakable trust in yourself.
Okay, so if discipline is the fuel, what's the engine that makes it run? It's not about those big, hairy, audacious goals we all love to set. It's about the system you build to move towards them day in and day out.
This right here, this is one of those ideas that once you really get it, changes everything. Your goals are just a target. They don't give you a process. Your habits, that's your process. And your process is what saves you when things get tough. Think about it. When you're in a high-stakes situation, a tough negotiation, a critical deadline, you don't have time to remember your grand ambitions. You just react. You default to your training. Your performance is a direct reflection of what you've consistently practiced.
And here's the beautiful paradox. We look for growth in the big breakthrough moments, but real transformation happens in the small, repetitive, even boring moments. Every single time you show up when it's easier not to, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. You're telling yourself, yeah, I'm the kind of person who follows through.
And this leads us to the most powerful shift of all. This is where we go from the external act of doing something to the internal reality of being someone. You see, when you do this long enough, a switch flips. Discipline stops being this constant, conscious effort. It just becomes your default operating system. It's not what you have to do anymore. It's just who you are. And your internal monologue completely changes. The question, do I feel like it? It just becomes irrelevant. It doesn't even enter the equation. It's replaced by a simple, powerful statement of fact. This is what I do. So how do you start building this today? It's actually a lot simpler than you think. First, just make it ridiculously easy to start. Aim for 2 minutes, not 2 hours. Second, focus on showing up often, not being perfect. Frequency over intensity. Third, measure the fact that you showed up, not the result you got that day. And finally, if you miss a day, it's fine. It happens. Forgive it instantly and just get back on track the next day. The goal is the streak, not perfection. Now, let's zoom all the way out. Because this discipline, this self-trust, it's not just about you and your to-do list. It has a ripple effect that touches everyone you lead and work with.
When you trust yourself to be consistent, other people feel it. They start to trust you too. Your calm consistency becomes the bedrock for their confidence. Your reliability makes you the person they turn to when things are uncertain. Your resilience becomes their example.
Because ultimately, our own growth finds its deepest meaning when it lifts others up. Your discipline doesn't just build your career, it builds the capacity and the courage of your entire team.
By showing up consistently and quietly, you give others the permission and the roadmap to do the same. Your discipline becomes the standard. Your self-trust builds collective trust. So, as you move through your day, the only real question left is this: who are you enabling today?